Welcome to your daily focus for July the 7th, 2020. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. And thank you. Thank you, Tilly, for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the videos with people that you know and love, family and friends. And thank you for all the thumbs up. You guys rock. Thank you so much. Okay, what do we have today? We have the 7 energy. Oh, standing in our truth. So I guess this really plays out from, yesterday's energy of knowing our truth, of allowing that inner warrior out, to the 7 today of really standing in our truth, really feeling firm about who we are, what we want. We're determined. This would be a time to challenge ourselves. So maybe it's time to break a habit or invite something new in. Maybe it's a workout program. Maybe it's getting up a half an hour earlier. Maybe it's whatever it is. It can be the most mundane of things. It can be the most ginormous thing. Okay, depending on what your goals, your dreams, your desires are. Now remember that Mercury is in retrograde, so we don't want to just see something and say, hey, I'm going to go right down there and try that out. You really need to give it thought. So these are things that you have been wanting to work into your life for some time now, but every time you decide to, something else gets, the apple cart gets upturned again, and all of a sudden you're dealing with that and you forgot all about that great commitment you made to yourself. Maybe now is a beautiful time to challenge yourself on where you want to go, on what you want to do, of who you want to become. If we do the numerology of the day, it's an 18, and that is the moon. That is the interior soul, the you, the inner you, the one with dreams, passions, goals, desires. That young person inside of you, I don't care how old you are, you feel young inside of you. And sometimes you look in the mirror and you go, who is that? Like, vaguely recognizable, but that is not how you see yourself in your mind. Okay? You still want and enjoy doing all the things that you want to do. Your heart still calls out to them. Absolutely. Your body might not respond at times. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, one day you will. But the 18 energy is all about your truth, your sense of freedom, your sense of independence, your sense of liberation, and how you want to bring those things into existence, how you want to make them your reality going forward. 1 + 8 is a 9. That's the hermit. That's pulling it within. That is also a lot to do with endings, okay? So 9 is a trinity number for allowing yourself to put something in the past, move past something. Although I think it's an interior conversation. I think if we're having conversations with other people, it's not going to go as well as planned. We're going to have a hard time articulating our thoughts into actual words. We're not going to get the message through. And that could be Mercury retrograde doing something up in the sky. So I really think it's a discussion that you need to have with yourself on what you want to truly bring into your life. What is the magic that you seek? What is that goal, that desire, that want, that dream? And right now you're being offered the energy to understand it clearly. So you may find yourself, challenging yourself in some way today, raising the bar on yourself, knowing that you've got this, knowing that you can do it, knowing that no matter what comes your way, you're still going to do it. And it's beautiful energy to actually move you towards your goals. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. Our first card is, look at that, the 4 of Swords. Pay attention to you. Okay, if you're tired, lay down, take a nap. If you don't feel like doing today, well, then don't. No. Nobody's at the door, but Milo's barking, so it must be with the neighbors or something. The Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is, really, if you're going to look at it with the energy that we are in, it is us, the warrior, coming off the battlefield. Whew, laying down, taking off that armor, hanging up your weapons, and saying, I'm whooped. Like, that was hard. That was stressful. That was total chaos. And all of us kind of live those lives, don't we? In one way or another. There's a lot of stresses on each and every one of us, and this is a day to release that stress, to let it go. Now, maybe you're in some kind of self-isolation where you feel that you need to get out and you need to just do something. And, well, this card is saying no. This is the time to use that time, that pause button, to go within, to ask yourself questions of who you want to become. What transformations do you want in your life? What things do you need to dissipate in your life? We have the Seven of Cups. And our minds could go every which way but the way they need to go. There's a lot of things to focus on. There's a lot of things being offered to us. We really have to sit and think about our choices very strongly, because some of those cups do contain treasures and the happily ever afters, and others are towers and fires and dragons and devils. So we really have to think about where we want to go, what we want to bring into our existence, why we want to bring it into our existence. Okay, this whole solar lunar eclipse was really the underbelly of it was that we need to do it for the right reasons. And if we're doing it out of jealousy or anger or spite or hatred, then we're not doing it for the right reasons, and chances are we are going to pick the wrong cup. We are going to invite in roadblocks. So think it through strongly. And look at this, the Magician shows up at the end. Now the Magician, I love it when the Magician shows up. When the Magician shows up, your wish will be granted. It's as simple as that. Now, what do you tell yourself? Do you tell yourself that you don't have enough money? Do you tell yourself that, I don't know. What do you tell yourself that's negative? That's where we tear ourselves down. I'm always late. I'm always clumsy. I can't bake to save my soul. I do not have a green thumb. Everything I touch dies. I'm not going to get this job. Everybody else looks far more impressive than I do. I'm not going to get accepted into that group of people. I'm the newbie. They're all looking at me. I need to get out of here. They'll never like me. What are those things that you tell yourself? Because the Magician is listening. And if you ask for those things, then you will receive those things. So be very conscious of your thoughts today. Keep them positive. I lay out in my chair every day for a short period of time while the dogs run and chase each other over 3 acres. But it's all fenced in, so they can't go anywhere but those 3 acres. And I get to lay out there and just enjoy myself. It's the perfect dog walking gig I've ever had. And they get a lot more than they would out of a couple of, I don't have blocks where I live, but walking down the street and back. And I sit there and I have a creek and I watch the water flow and I watch the birds come in and I see a fish jump every so often, and then I hear a little frog singing his song, trying to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend perhaps, because that's what they do. They croak back and forth to find each other in the water. I'm watching the trees sway in the breeze. And everywhere else on the planet is like we're melting here. Okay, it's so hot, and being right by the creek and underneath the willow trees and everything, it's like 75. It's just beautiful. There's a nice breeze. It's in the shade, and I think, I am the richest woman on earth. My dogs are running around. There's just a joy. A butterfly, a dragonfly is seen. All the flowers are doing so well, and I'm the richest woman in the world. I do hope the magician is listening. So, what is your mantra that you say over and over to bring in happiness, joy? We'll have a mantra today. Maybe it's going to be that one. Do new moon affirmations, okay? Take something from that, of what you want to bring into your life. Think positive. Think goals and dreams and desires and what you've always been called to. The magician is listening, and when the magician appears, your wish will be granted. If you wish that you have money and you walk out on the street and you find $1, guess what? You've got money. So think a little bit about it. Go within. Yesterday we had the Hierophant. Today we have the Hermit energy to go within. Let's see what our mantra is. How do you want to challenge yourself? Where do you want to improve? Maybe it's learning a little bit more to what you already know. Growing your knowledge, growing your wisdom, growing your talent. Grow your love, your desires, your spirituality, your health and well-being. Where do you want growth in your life? Today is the day to look within and then challenge yourself. Memories. Cherish memories of loved ones. Memories. Cherish memories of loved ones. Me and my son were driving this morning, and as we were driving, we were flipping through, and a song came on, and it was "Hello, Dolly." "Hello, Dolly." Well, hell, you know that one, okay? And if you don't, well, the song doesn't matter, except that it was one of my dad's favorite, and I could just instantly see him singing it and smiling and dancing around to it. So right there and then, I knew, Dad had to be close by, and it warmed my heart. So memories. If you're having a hard time communicating with somebody right now and you have any kind of photos, then next time, instead of saying, "How's your day?" and they go, and walk past you, say, "Hey, look, I was rummaging through my phone or through this shoebox and I found this picture. Remember this day?" And start, and maybe have their favorite drink sitting there ready, and maybe just a couple of snacks to kind of keep them enticed, and start talking about a beautiful memory that you had together of love and laughter, of joy, to remind each other of that unity, of that love. Cherish memories of loved ones. I've got lots of my dad. Actually, somebody, and I think he's been passed now for, I think, my son said 17 years. And it seems like yesterday. But somebody actually had messaged me something, and it was something, a saying of something, and it was like, "Your dad always used to talk about this." I was like, yeah, that would be my dad. So he's very alive, not only in my heart, but many others. Cherish memories of loved ones. When you lose someone dear to you, it leaves an everlasting void, and with it you lose your personal sense of peace. You may be only You may be the only of you may be one of the many who believe your loved ones are still around. Well, I do. And you want to strengthen your connection with them, and you can do this, as there is more going on behind the veil of God than meets the eye. You will experience visits in many different ways: a familiar smell, a nudge, a white feather. This is just them saying hello. Everybody has a time to return home to heaven. The mantra is, my loved ones are well cared for in heaven. So know that, first of all, okay? If you've had somebody pass, okay, they are fine. The only thing that hurts them is your tears right now. So when people say to you they'd want you to be strong, they'd want you to be smiling, they'd want you to continue on, it's true, because they feel that. But they are right there. And maybe you can't sense them or feel them, but talk to them. Talk to them as if they were there, because they are there and they will hear your words. My dad will show up, and you know how many people have told me when they see dimes, it's a parent. Usually it's the dad. Every time I see a dime, I just think it's dad. Every time I see a bluebird, oh, I saw one down at the creek, by the way, just fabulous. Anyways, let's get to our animal card, shall we? Or I'll go on and on about my dad. And somebody else brought up my dad today to me. So he was close by today. And it's far from the same of having them next to you or across the table from you, but I'll take it. Okay, our animal today is blessings with the turkey. Was it yesterday? The gratitude card came out? Today, blessings comes out. The turkey comes out. So the energy does run together. Absolutely. There's our turkey. Blessings. Blessings, gratitude, and thanks. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. Hello, Dylan. It must be getting around bedtime. It's a perfect opportunity to create peace within your soul so that gratitude is pure and that there is forgiveness from the past by looking at the now and then creating the future. Begin a new tradition. Maybe create a gratitude tree. Write down a few things that you were grateful for each day and hang it on the tree as a reminder. Go around your dinner table and express thanks, not just on Thanksgiving. Create a gratitude journal, whatever way you want to express your gratitude, to spotlight your blessings. Do it so that there is a constant reminder around you, so that you can see that you are blessed, even when you feel otherwise. So look at the ways that you are blessed. Connect with the people in your life where you share blessings, where you share, back to the creating memories. It reminded me of a jar, New Year's Day, big glass jar and a pad of paper. And if something really cool happened that day that we'd probably remember, for days on end or weeks on end, or before life takes over and it goes to the back and we forget about it. They wrote it down on little notepads and folded it up and put it in. And on New Year's Eve, they shake it all up and they all get to read certain ones. And they'll, so you forget the things that happen in January and February and March and sometimes even in October and November. And I thought that was a really neat tradition to do of reminiscing over the past year as you wait for the new year to be rung in. And what a wonderful way to keep memories alive, so we always feel the love with each other. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.